It wasn't ever scary for me. I think the unknown is always there, but God just kept confirming, this is what you're doing, and the peace was there, and every step of the way just laid out so perfectly that I wasn't afraid. I was excited for the journey and excited to see what God would lay before us. We knew that this was obviously going to change the dynamic of our lives and our family's life, and we were super excited about it. But we also knew that the impact it was going to make on someone else having a home when they didn't have a home, they didn't have beds to sleep on. Many don't have that, and so actually having a family that they can have their room, they can have their bed, they can have the love that we can give them, and that meant everything. I have 3 boys from my previous marriage, and after my last child, I unfortunately had some medical complications and couldn't have any more children of my own. And through that, I felt God was telling me, you're not finished with your family yet. And my husband and I now, we wanted to grow and talked about it, but then just kind of brushed it aside and thought we'll get to it later. Through the process, God kept taking me back to James 1:27 over and over again. And through that, we just knew that He wanted us to adopt. Within 3 years, we have had 26 foster kids come through our home, and we've adopted 2. We now have 5 kiddos. We have Ethan, who's 18, Marissa's 18, Isaac is 17, Eli is 13, and Zoe is 3. Through the process of going through the book of James and God really dealing with our lives, he also showed us not only we were supposed to adopt, but we're also supposed to help provide resources and to raise awareness of the need for adoption and foster families. And so through that, James' mission was birthed, and we started out with just basically providing a few clothes because our very first placement came in and he didn't have shoes that fit. He borrowed some that were from his little roommate from the shelter, and they were 2 sizes too small. And he was embarrassed because the only shoes he had holes in them, and he felt we wouldn't want him if he had holey shoes. And so that was an awakening for us to realize that these kids don't have clothing. Basic necessities that our children had, they didn't have. And so we kind of started just putting it out there and collecting donations, and started out with 2 tables in our garage and a few bags of donations to 3 years later we have a 3,000 square foot building and provided for over 300 children last month alone. God used this adoption adventure on me personally. I lived a very selfish life, and I wanted things for me and didn't realize how selfish I was until this journey began. And through the process of these kiddos coming in our home and seeing where they come from and the brokenness and the hurt, and watching them heal and grow and learn how to start over and to love, truly changed my life. I no longer think about me first. I hardly ever think about that. I want to do for more, and how many more can we bring in, and how many more can we help? And that process alone truly changed me as a person. And I want to live a selfless life instead of a selfish life.